And welcome to the Hideaway, the second DLC of the Secrets of the Maw expansion for Little Nightmares. And in my opinion, kind of the best one. I'm just going to throw that one out there. Like, it's the hardest, but it's a fair difficulty. It's the longest, not only DLC, but I think longest section full stop in Little Nightmares. And I just like what it does. I like the gimmick of it. The only kind of thing that works against it slightly, and I'll get to more as we go to it, are these gnomes. Because the entire gimmick of this bit is that there is a giant furnace that needs to be fueled to get you to a location further up. But the thing is, the only way to get enough fuel for it is to recruit as many gnomes as possible. In fact, you need to recruit every single one of them. So you'll be hunting around, constantly picking up and hugging gnomes, and then getting them to follow you around. Or to help you open doors like that. I like the music here as well. It's a bit more playful, which is like the only track in the game that I would even remotely argue as playful, because you're just messing with the gnomes. There is no threat right now. I'd say that the third DLC is pretty good too. The third DLC's just got a weird controller gimmick that they don't explain, but once you understand it, it's fine. It's just... well, it's just getting the understanding of it. Come on. The only criticism I can offer towards the gnomes, though, is you're going to see me, probably throughout a lot of this, slow down a lot. You're going to see me either only walk to locations or lightly jog whilst constantly turning back, because the gnomes' AI isn't the best when it comes to following you. And that's putting it mildly. These little guys, these little beans, get stuck a lot. But the gnomes will also help you out. As you saw, the one I've got in my hands now was looking at that door, telling you that is where we need to go next. But we're not going to open it on our own, it's made of steel. So we need more gnomes. So we need to throw you up there, and you up there, to try and push that box over, so we can get up and open that third one, and then all four of us combined might be able to get that door down. Also worth noting that the first bottle is in this location. Just past the cage there's a box you can climb in the darkness, which has a hole in the wall next to it. So hug this gnome so you don't have to go back round, because he will just follow you around when you go around yourself in the end. Actually, I'm going to toss you off there as well, so you don't try and follow me into the secret room and get yourself stuck. But literally up here there's a hole. You see it? You climb in and you'll land up here. It actually took me a while to find this one, because you can see it in the shadow as you go under. So what I thought you had to do, like from here, is throw a gnome up. But I just couldn't get the positioning right. But no, it won't let you. I think there's an invisible wall, like a one-way wall that won't let... This is what I mean. What are they stuck on? Come on. I find it kind of cute to do so I'm going to do it more anyway. But as a habit, if I've got several gnomes following me, I will carry one. Because then it's one less AI to worry about fucking up. Like, if it's a straight line like this, it's usually a-okay. Go slow up the stairs, though. When I first played this, I sprinted up the steps, and they just stopped at the bottom step and refused to climb up until I went down and got them. So just take a slow stroll up, and hopefully none of them will get stuck on anything. This lever over here is for use a little later on, so keep it in mind for now, because we'll be coming back to it. Right, hopefully none of them got stuck. One. Two of them got stuck. Two of them got stuck. Hang on, let's go back. I'll explain why that gnome's running ahead in a minute. Yeah, they got stuck. Come on. Come on, little guy. If I get one of you unstuck, the other should hopefully unstuck him. There we go. Nope, yep, maybe. Come on. They're little beans, I can't be mad at them, they're cute. But when you approach over here, you'll notice the first one did it already. They'll immediately book it over here. There's a fourth gnome already waiting, pointing at the lever, giving you a hint of what you're supposed to do. Awakening this furnace, which is not the correct word, but stick with me, will start the gimmick I was on about. They're going to start chucking in pieces of coal to get that big trays of metal in the background to start moving. But it'll only move a little bit. You see, it went up, and then it's going to stop in a second, because it's not consistent enough. The only way to get it to keep on moving is to take this ladder on the left or that door to the right and collect as many gnomes as possible. And by that, as I've said before, it means all of them. If you get every single gnome, you'll make enough of a consistent circuit that you'll be able to take that all the way up to finish the level. So in one regards, this DLC isn't too big. You're just returning to this central area a lot. I just like the challenge it presents, because the blind man makes his grand return in this level. Also, the second bottle's just under the stairs here. It's a bit sneaky, that one, but it's just there. You might already be able to see what's going on. A door you need to break through, and there's something you need to break through, and a door in the background. I wonder if it's going to make noise and attract a problem. There he is. And to be fair, this is probably the best use of this enemy in the game. Of course, it's in the DLC, but what I mean is, it's not just a... You know, like when we were in part 2 of the main adventure, there was a point where to distract him, we threw a monkey timer, and we used it to just get across a ledge and climb up a thing without getting grabbed, and that was about it. Well, they kind of play up with that more, but in this instance, it's a lot more, because there's an item we need to press to distract longer, because if we try and spin that lever, it will cause a problem. So you need to kind of make just a little bit of noise to lure the blind man over here, pull this to turn on the machines, which he will hear, break through this and whack this, and the screeching sound will distract you long enough to get a move on through the wood. Don't try and make the sprint this first time, because if you want the trophy in this wooden gnome is kind of a bastard. But I'm going to go for it anyway. I've already got the trophy, but for the sake of showing it off, I'll go for it again. You need to get this wooden gnome back to the furnace. Every time you hear it go, like make a little sniff sound, it means it's heard something. So back up. This hidey hole's here for a reason, so use it. It's not just your entrance, it's your safety net. So wait for him to be distracted, looking for something before you decide to. I'm going to wait until he goes against the back wall, actually, so I feel a bit more safe. Because blind or not, I don't like the idea of being that close. He will probably hear this. Yep, okay, let's back down. He won't take the wooden gnome, thankfully. But what I am going to do is whack this, so I can move the gnome closer to the hatch at the end. And then what I'm going to do is try and lure him into this room, so then when I press the button, it's a lot longer of a time it takes for him to get back to us. So I'm going to drop you here-ish. As literally all of my knuckles just clicked then. Don't know if you heard that. Where are you going? You might have heard that. I always try to make the jump so I'm less on the wood, but if I throw that and make a move, hopefully he will hear that over me sprinting past him, giving me the opportunity to whack the button. Oh, he didn't get as close as far as I wanted, but we'll make it work. We'll get through here and try and get that open. I just hope I was quick. I'm probably not quick enough. I'm nowhere near quick enough. There's no way it's going to work. Oh no, it's still whirring down. Okay, I made it. Chuck that through, then jump in after it, and you've escaped this time. Right, if you're going for the trophy of getting the wooden gnome to the furnace, the immediate thing I'm going to say is take it over here and just put it down somewhere. Just put it down somewhere in this room. Preferably not on the rails. Because you'll be doing a bit of puzzle solving back and forth in this room, so you're going to be coming back here at the end of it anyway, so you might as well just leave it here where you know where it is. But if you keep on jumping just down here, you'll encourage the gnome to do the same, sparing him from the bottle. And now we've got our first gnome companion. I'm just going to carry you, mate. Come on. Because they get stuck on the rails a lot, so I'd rather just keep you in my hands until I need you. Especially because we need to pull this ladder down anyway. Down we go. Yeah. I like how you did a little hop too. The gnomes are genuinely charming. I'll say it. I think the gnomes are genuinely really charming in this game. They've really grown on me. But if you go over here, if you're curious as to whereabouts you are, you're actually in the lair. Just on the other side of it. Because this is, although it's pitch black, this is the I button that 6 found. And you can also, through this, see what's going on elsewhere, namely where 6 is. She's in the room of shoes. You know where the weird shoe demon underneath goes for you. So now you have perspective of whereabouts in 6's adventure this is taking place. So lower this. Also, I'm going to throw it out there. I don't actually know how much it matters or where the gnome gets moved or whatever. But don't die once you start the gnome process. The only threat is once you get it in the opening room with the blind man. So just take everything slow, because the last thing you want is to die to full damage. Slowly approach the ladder holding the R2 and you'll start descending it on his own. If you just sprint at it, sometimes it's not consistent. Just take your sweet time with everything and you'll be fine. But now we need to push this to the left so we can get over towards the door. Gnome, no! Gnome! Don't worry, you can't crush the gnomes on this. That's just because it expects us to push it to the right, because it's got to go up a ramp to get where we need it to, but there's no way just me and one gnome's going to get that up the ramp. We need all of them. So you got to come back. But then you get this little bit, where there's 2 gnomes here. One of them's running around the coal, and the other we'll have to get in a minute. Because you can't get enough momentum to get you across to that other one. So get to play run around with this thing. Come on. And the music gets a little bit more playful again. Come on. Fuck, oh, I didn't mean to grab that. It is kind of annoying to grab it, but at the same time, it's not annoying enough. Like, it usually takes you like a few seconds, but it's not... You're not going to be at it for minutes, so at least I hope not. At least I wasn't on my blind playthrough. I got this thing quite quickly. Got you. The game's kind of generous at points. Like you saw there, like I wasn't in reach of it when I went down for the animation, but because I started the animation close enough, it just gave it to me. So chuck this little guy over there and climb up next to him, because we need to pull that switch to encourage the other one, and then there's another switch we'll need to pull to open the door. Because what I mean is that you can use the momentum of this to fling yourself across more with enough momentum to pull the bar across, so you can get to the other one, like this. And then you can just climb the crate here and pull the switch to get the other gnome out, and then there you go. The only annoying thing is that you can't grab the gnome here. It doesn't let you. You have to let him drop in and then try and go for him. So you have to play this little game again. Got you. Give you a hug so you'll become loyal. And I like the idea of earning loyalty by giving him hugs as my throat dies. Come on. But yeah, while we're doing this, we've got to open this door and then start pushing the minecart across. If you push the minecart all the way left, there's a ledge on the left, you can just see it, just here, and you can go up and around to get your third bottle over there. Right, now about working together to push this. I'm going to wait until all of them are on it before I really make too much of an effort. There we go. Because now all of us are on it, you'll just barely be able to get it up the ramp. The only thing is that once you get it to the next room, don't push it all the way to the other side straight away. You'll notice that there's handprints on the wall. Stop the cart there and climb the wall, because there's something we need to get first before we can take this the whole way. And it's not a collectible, it is something you actually have to do. Can you see it on the cabinet in the background? There's like handprints on the boxes telling you can grab it. So up we go. To be fair, my voice might sound a bit cagey because I have got a cold coming on. It's not too bad. It's not like it's not hit my throat yet. It's just, you know, when you can kind of feel it and it's like your nose keeps on getting a bit clogged. It's that kind of bit with it. Like I know it's coming on, and it's just because I've been working the later shifts, so I'm walking home at like 10:30ish, where it is just that bit colder still. So it's just a percussion. Okay, I need you to move out the, please. There we go. You don't need these guys' helps to get it. Just once you push it, it goes down the ramp, come back for the wooden statue. Because it's just going to bust through a door, which is the only reason why we've been pushing it. There's a wooden plank over there it's going to bust through. See? Well, you didn't really see, so I already started moving away to get this, but you know what I mean. I'm going to worry about the wooden thing first, and then I'll come back to do the gnome check. Because I can imagine at least one of them will get stuck. So we got 3 following us. Keep that in mind. Let's see if 3 arrive at the furnace in a minute. Well, arrive at this platform. Put the thing on the platform, your wooden gnome, and the other 3 should there we go, put themselves on it. You hop through here. You're in a familiar spot. We are back in the furnace. So just quickly hop on down. You can descend the ladder if you want, but it's quicker to do this and safer if I'm honest, because it's at a more like towards the screen angle. It's easier to line up. And drop them all in. Right, now let's just see if none of these guys get stuck. Please don't get stuck. Just come on through, all 3 of you. There's 1, there's 2. Okay, we're good. We're actually not doing too bad. On my blind playthrough, they got stuck a hell of a lot more often, which is why I'm being like this. But if you go here and hold down the throw button, which is X on PlayStation, A on Xbox, you'll just chuck it through, and that would be your trophy. It's a gold trophy for that, so it's worth doing. But now going to the right side path, there's 2 gnomes you can get very quickly, but you don't need them for the next section, so you might as well just like grab them and turn them in, so you're not worrying about their AI fucking up. So hug this one and then go and free the other one that's stuck in this cart over here. And then prepare yourself for the pitch black section of this level. And I mean that. I know we've already been in a few locations that have been extremely dark, especially of YouTube compression, but the next location is deliberately pitch black. You can only see what's in front of you if you've got your flashlight on. And it's deliberate because the blind man is going to be in there. And so you can't see him until you're too close. Sorry, those guys got stuck again. So be wary of that going forward. The blind man is in the next area, so you do need to take it easy. Well, he's not in this bit. When the lights are out, that's where you'll be found. Because you need another power switch for this over here. Because if you pull it, one of them's fried. So one's good, like this one's good, which is why it's still glowing. The other one's not, which is why it's not glowing. So you need to find a replacement. See, it's not glowing at all. So we can toss that one and go into here. The moment you go under it, you're in the blind man's territory. And as you can see, you can't see anything. It's pitch black. And there he is. There he is. So just be wary of your movements as you go. If you can, stick to the coal along the top because his hearing isn't as good. And I'm going to hide in here for a minute and wait for him to pass us by. Don't check. He can check under here and grab you. Don't check here. I like that the kid will automatically follow the threat with his flashlight. Like, I didn't press anything there. The runaway kid like slowly followed him with his flashlight as he went past. We're not good. Okay, we're not safe. I was going to see a poke out, but he's literally right there. No, I'm going to stick here for a minute more because I think he's too close. He's going to grab me. I bet he's going to grab... Yep. Alright, I think this will be good. I'm back. I just stuck across the very top of this to try and get past him. I don't know if you can see the outline. When I put the flashlight on, you might be able to see him. But he's right there. I'm just going to wait for him to go by and try and sneak through. And I'm going to immediately go instead for where the 4th collectible is. Because I think it's a better hiding spot than the intended hiding spots. Like, they expect you to kind of go straight right and duck around under the table. But I disagree. I think you're actually better off going over here and ducking under the stairs. Because he can't reach you under here. Even if he hears you, he just can't reach you. But the 4th bottle is right here. I know you can't see it because it's pitch black, but it is, trust me, it's under the stairs. Just feel around it and you'll be able to spot it. So I'm going to stick around here until he moves on, and I'm going to try and sprint up these stairs and just go fast enough that I don't need to worry about being grabbed. Because he won't climb up the stairs, but he will reach around. So if you spend too long climbing up the stairway, he will grab you. So it's just waiting until I know we're clear. But there is a creak in the steps, so don't worry about being stealthy. He will hear you anyway. So I'm going to go for it. Book left. And these stairs will creak as you go up them. And he will hear it and start checking. But we're way ahead, so we should be fine. Because he will eventually reach all the way around and grab you, so you are under a timer the moment you go up here. Once you're, I want to say on that platform that I just hopped on, I think you're good. Like, I don't think he checks that platform. But this room is the next section. We still don't have the fuse, we're still looking for it. But it's at the end of this bit. You need to pull out a chair from this right-hand side. The middle of the three, like, wardrobe, cupboard door, whatever you want them to be, is useless, but the first one has the files aligned in a way you can climb it, and the third one has a stool you can pull out to reach them. So you might as well go for it. And whilst we're going up and around and working our way towards the fuse, I guess I can take a minute to talk about a few other stuff, since I don't really get the time to talk about other stuff, especially in these shorter Let's Plays. But, touch wood, I'm not going to make any promises straight away, but I have got a PS5 ordered. There is one ordered. It's just whether it arrives, whether it gets cancelled because of like stock influx and sort of thing. So touch wood, after this Let's Play, it'll be no more short Let's Plays. I'll let you know though if anything changes or it doesn't work out, obviously. And I'll do an update video before I actually start doing PS5 Let's Plays to let you know that we're in business. But it's a promising sign for now. So I've still got a few other bits and pieces, and just in case it does show up, I will end up you'll probably end up getting a double upload today. But you'll probably end up getting this and the next part today, just so then everything that's recorded is done. The only extra video I might do, depending on when it arrives, because it's supposed to be today, but it's like late today. It's like between 7 and 10 PM. So it's going to be like late. So since Hu Tao also drops today as of this recording, I might try and squeeze the recording of me trying to get her as well. But back to the actual game. Now we've got the fuse, you don't have your flashlight, but the fuse does have a small eminent light source. If you're wondering why I'm standing around because I don't know what YouTube compression is doing, the blind man was right outside the door. Which is why I was standing around. But this is your light. I'm not kidding. This section it's a clever challenge and I like it, but it is the most effective at unnerving you because you can't see anything. But I think it's also fitting that the hardest challenge that you have to do with the blind man is a challenge where you're as blind as he is. And it is a strategy, once you find a hiding spot, to put the fuse down and swap to your flashlight just so you can see where the blind man is better. Because the next hiding spot I'm going to is the one you entered this room from, and then afterwards, just run. Even if he hears you, when you go to the corridor on the left, on the stretch back, just book it, and you should make it. So I'm going to keep on like doing a few skim and scans, because I don't know where he is. If he's in like the top, I say top, like top as in closer to the screen top corner. So I guess like if you're looking top down, like bottom right corner of this area, that's where we want him. Because he's not in the way of our path then. But hug the coal, he heard us then. So I'm just gonna run. Go for the, as soon as you pass by the frame, just book it. You should be okay. Even if he hears you and starts chasing you, you should make it from here. There we go. Once you're through here, you're safe. So because I died on the way there, it reset that fuse. So I got to fry that right fuse again. Put you in. All that for a blinking fuse. Pick it up. And now we can go up here to get, I believe, the last batch of the gnomes. Hi guys, no, don't run away from me. Oh, he tripped. I think we just go through here, right? Oh right, this room. Okay, this room's got one thing that's kind of annoying, but I'm going to push this box first as a preempt for later. It'll make sense in a minute. But this, firstly, the last bottle of this level is in this room. You're going to approach like this huge cabinet shelf. This letterbox shelf. And if you climb it to the top left corner, there's a ledge you can drop onto. Follow it along, the bottle's there. But the reason why this section is annoying is because, well, as I have mentioned before, and always thought, the more is a giant dome ship in the water, that is always ever so slowly being swayed left and right. You just don't really notice it usually during the gameplay because your eyes get used to the fact it's swaying slightly. It's only when something's on wheels and it's in line with the swaying that you really notice it. And that's what makes this little bit annoying. Because you notice the swaying a lot because it's constantly rolling ever so slightly left and ever so slightly right. And I think what you're supposed to do is stand on it so it rolls to the right to drag you across. But you weigh it down so it doesn't roll anywhere near as much as it should do. So that strategy I don't think works. And so alternatively I thought, okay, maybe you could just grab the cabinet like in the middle. But they're not climbable because they don't expect you to go for them. So that doesn't work either. So I always just tried to put it around about the middle and just prayed that I got it. Which is another reason why I'm grateful that there isn't any kind of hard to the core challenge in the DLC. Because if you had to do something that feels very inconsistent on a timer, it would be very frustrating. But this should be your last gnome. This little guy over here, give him a hug, and we've got all three. The reason why we need these three right now anyway, before we leave, just check, I'll show you where the collectible is since I've got time, is because we need to be able to pull down that switch on the left side, and you need all three of them to weigh it down enough for us to get a box under so then they can go through too. So go to like row 3. No, sorry, not row, column. I always get my rows and columns. Column 3, climb up and then go left slightly and you'll be able to get up here, and the last bottle is just on the end of the plank. Be careful not to drop. I don't know if this drop will kill you, but it's not worth the risk. There it is. Look out below. Right, let's get back across and get down. It would probably safe to drop to the table from here. Oh, God, yeah. He just kind of slaps the ground. Oh. I love the fact that they jump with you, if you jump. Right, pick you up. And 1. And 2. And this should be enough to lift the door. Push the box under it. Maybe flatten it out a little too, so then the gnomes don't get stuck as easily. Because, you know, the gnomes be gnomes. Yeah, that'll do. Then when you go through, the gnomes will automatically drop it. And then it's just... Maybe... I impulsively pick up 1, because if all 3 of them try and go through at the same time, they'll get stuck on each other. But chuck them in the lift. They will stay in the lift, so don't worry about them leaving. Once you throw them in, their AI like shifts to acceptance and they will stay put. And once all 3 of them are in, hop in yourself and the lift will go down. Now let's get out of here. Because after this, the blind man then had to leave to attempt to deal with 6 that was running around causing a ruckus, to which he then got his arms chopped off. There's a part of me that kind of wishes you got to see the blind man after the whole de-arming, but you never do, unfortunately. And I would say maybe in a 3rd game, since the 2nd game is a prequel, but the developers have said that they're going to work on other stuff, so there isn't going to be a 3rd game, at least not anytime soon. Which is understandable. I get it. You always want to do something new, and sometimes just doing another sequel isn't new enough if you've got something genuinely fresh coming. Right, let's see if any of these guys get stuck on the end of the rail. Oh, there's one. Oh, where's the 3rd one gone anyway? Oh, there he is. The thing is, they don't want to be grabbed in this section, so you're going to see, like, I'll pick them up and then they will immediately be put back down because they fight you. Because they don't want to be picked up right now. They want to get to the furnace. But once you've done this, the thing in the back, this big... I don't know what you call this. Like, it's a lift, it's an elevator of your US, but of some kind, but I don't know what, like, special name it actually has, so it's your lift. It's your way. It's your ticket up. Hop on it and escape this section. You are essentially done with the hideaway. You have got like one more room to go through, but it's not an obstacle. It's more like a reward room. Like you get to see your efforts pay off for something. Because if you come over here, well, you can see there's a gnome already waiting for you. The gnomes have accepted you as one of their own for your efforts and kindness, so they are going to more than happily let you into their home. We are actually approaching the gnome home. You won't be able to pull this open, so go for a little look around for the gnomes. But when they show up, don't do anything. Just wait and watch of your kindness get paid back to you. Because look how many come out. There's 3, there's 4, there's 5. And they straight up pick it up and pull it away for you. I liked. That really put a smile on my face when I first saw it. That you make all that effort for the gnomes and then they make an effort for you. But this is their home. They've got a nice warmth. They've got some blankets and stuff to sit around on. And they just live here cozily when they're not walling around doing little things for people. And I like how this little guy over here follows you around in here for a while. So let's put you by the fire, buddy. I know you're going to follow me, but we'll pretend. But the reason why there is a lantern lit by a candle over here, I think, is because it's showing you that this is actually the same spot that Six saw when she checked the big eye camera thing. There's a spot where you see a bunch of gnomes just playing around on it, and I think that's what it's showing you. But anyway, you're now done with the second DLC. You got our 5 collectibles. I showed you how to do the wooden gnome, so we're all done. So all we've got left is the residence, where we get to see the fair lady for ourselves. But until then, you guys take care now.